All right. This is the intro that we have because we don't have an intro. This is Frame by Frame, one of a million movie podcasts that are out there, but statistically, the best one.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we have the award. I just can't find it. It's somewhere there. It's somewhere hiding. This is an Alloy Productions exclusive podcast. If you've seen anything from Alloy before, you probably know who I am. Maybe you don't. I'm John Miles, and I'm here with my co-star Kazma, a.k.a. Martin.
What app?
And after spending maybe upwards of, who knows, anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 on movies, we decided why not record all the times that we talk about the most ridiculous, unnecessary shit that we love more than almost music, maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
Movies. So this is Frame by Frame, and we just want to talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
If we're going to talk about it, might as well record it.
Might as well. You gotta try to make money off of everything. I want every single part of my life to give me profit. I want to live stream when I eat. I want to live stream when I go to the bathroom. I want to record when I talk about talking about going to the bathroom. So why not make money off of this? At some point, I'll just make it where every breath I take, I'm getting 5 cents. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be rolling in dough.
That's literally The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. No, for real. Well, funny, we're gonna talk about The Rock in a few minutes. I got you on that.
Shit.
Just to give a little bit more of the background, like, movies have been a part of my life for a long time. I know, same as you. But I feel like I kind of fell out, and after 2020 really started getting back into movies, and we really just want to use this podcast. We're going to talk about old movies. We're going to talk about new movies. We'll talk about movies that haven't even been made yet, movies that were canceled and only have one sentence written on the script. We got it. We have all the insights.
Yup.
So, depending on what it is, maybe we'll watch something new, current, or we'll go back into the vault and watch Citizen Kane or some shit like that. It literally does not matter. So, to start this one off, I figured we start some news, get some movie news going, get people hype or disappointed, and then we can get into the rest of the episode. We got some lists. Everybody loves a good list to get mad at somebody. And then we're going to talk about a movie that we've seen recently. We'll save that for the end. But first, how you doing, man?
I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah?
I'm stoked.
Yeah? Me too. I know you're hype.
That's all I talk about, really.
I know. We've been waiting to do this for a while, actually. So it's finally good to finally be able to, execute some plans. So we'll see what happens. The main goal of this is that we get enough recognition or praise or money so that when Quentin Tarantino drops his new movie, we get to go to the red carpet for free. So I will be starting a Kickstarter for everybody to donate to that as well. And maybe one day Tarantino will drop it and give us $50,000 or some shit and fly us out.
Because we're important.
We are. I mean, Martin Scorsese told me, like, yo, your voice is needed.
He's like, I fucks with you heavy.
He did. He DM'd me specifically. I'll post it somewhere. I'll post on my story. He fucks with me for real. So let's just get into it. Man, we've seen a lot of stuff recently. But more important than watching a movie is the news about a movie that's not out yet.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I was raised on. So I know you like horror. And shit like that. So I don't know if you saw, but Terrifier 3 is coming out, but they pushed the release date sooner.
Oh, shit.
So it's supposed to come out even sooner. It's only 2 weeks, but goddamn.
But still.
Yeah. October 11th. October 11th is when it's coming out.
You mean to tell me that's coming out on my birthday weekend?
There you go. Then you get to watch a movie that makes people leave the fucking theater.
I know.
You won't have to worry.
I want that shit for myself.
You probably won't even have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That shit could be packed out, and like halfway through, like half that audience is
right.
gone. I remember someone that I talked to saw Terrifier 2, and they were like, there was 3 people left in the theater. Like, people were fucking leaving bad. It was crazy. Have you seen the second one?
Yes. I didn't see the first one. I saw the second one at an old friend's house.
Okay.
And I could see why they left the theater. Thankfully, I have the stomach for that.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's the makeup for me.
Yeah, he does look insane.
Yeah, and just the visual effects and whatnot, just the practical effects, and considering the budget that they had, for that, I know someone that's working on that movie. We'll probably have them on the podcast. One day.
Yep.
So
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say what.
Legend.
But yeah,
straight
absolute
up.
Legend. But shout out to him if he's listening. Well, he's definitely listening.
Yeah. Shout out to you. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't met you, but I know you a real one.
Yeah. But they're actually filming this around here on Long Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I have a friend who was doing video and everything. I think it's in it's a town that starts with a B. It's either Bellport, Bayport,
Brentwood.
Bayshore, Brentwood.
Any of the B's.
Yeah, one of the B's and whatnot.
All around.
But they showed me some set stuff and everything, and that was really cool.
That's dope.
But from what I heard, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to out them. But
yeah. No, I know what you mean.
But I'm pretty stoked for that movie. I'm not too crazy about Terrifier.
Yeah.
But just hearing what's been going on with that whole thing, I'm like, damn, this looks pretty good. It's definitely going to be on I don't know. I don't want to say much.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I saw the first one. I saw the first 30 minutes of it, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. It really tapped into a certain core childhood memory of, seeing a clown that scared the absolute shit out of me. I think it was Pennywise, the original It movie that was on TV or whatever. That scared the absolute living fucking shit out of me. And there was no way in hell that I was watching this movie. I was a giant bitch when it came to horror movies for a long time. But this one, I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me, but it looks terrifying. That's what I call it. Oh my God. It's coming together. I like it now. I like the movie now. I'm a fan. I'm a number one fan. But the first one brought in I know, is it indie film, the first one, right? More independent.
Yeah, it's independent.
It brought in almost $500,000, and then the second one brought in $15 million with a $250,000 budget.
I know.
That's fucking insane.
I know this one has a bigger budget.
Yeah, no, this one's way bigger, and quote the director, it has apparently levels of blood and gore in the third film exceed that of the already sanguine first two films. So buckets on buckets on buckets of blood. It's going to look insane. Carrie is going to be thankful that she was not in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Because that shit looks crazy. I will say, though, it's wild how a small budget movie like that still looks better than a lot of movies.
And you know what I realized? When you have limited resources, you become more creative.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
That's why I love indie films.
Yeah. That's why some of those earlier A24 ones, or even just A24 in general, I know their budget isn't insane.
I mean, not Under the Skin, but you know.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Still, more indie films, though, they do have a way of... It also makes the world feel smaller. I feel like sometimes with these big budget ones, it's just it's so big, there's so much, and it just seems like there's more attention... more put into that than what the story actually needs. You know what I mean? But I might see this one. I'm not gonna hold you just to see what the reaction is for people.
I will too. I will be there
because it looks insane. The poster looks really fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It looks fucking wild. I'm guessing that it has something to do with Christmas in this one because there is a Christmas tree. My man got the Santa Claus hat on and Santa's face, he's the Joker hanging from his neck. That shit looks absolutely insane. Yeah. I mean, it looks good. And another horror movie that's coming back is Megan. They're making Megan 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I forget
I can't knock on it because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard a single good thing about it.
But apparently it's so funny. So hey, if you like it, then that's for you. I mean, it made $181 million off a $12 million budget. So that shit really made some bread.
Wow.
I heard it was a good time though, actually fun.
Yeah. Okay.
And one of the women from Ivana Sakno, I know I'm butchering that name incredibly. She was in Ahsoka. She's supposed to be in the movie. I don't know if this is like her first big like major. Like I don't know if she's the lead star, but that's pretty good. I mean, Terrifier 3, that will definitely get you in a spot. What I really like is the fact that I don't know, like he's really terrifying, but he really actually seems like the scariest clown. Like I don't think Pennywise. I think you could say that this motherfucker might actually overtake that because Pennywise is not really as scary anymore when you're not like 11 or like 13 or something.
And if you can die by getting roasted.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was over from you from the jump, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But it really made me think of another movie that I'm really looking forward to seeing. Is Maxine. Maxine, because it has 3 X's. And I really like how they're like bringing in other horror movie stuff into it, and I'm like, damn, this would actually be pretty tough because I feel like if anyone's going toe to toe with this motherfucker, it's Maxine.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell her last name is, but
Minx.
She will fuck him up. I guarantee you. But yeah, October 13th, 11th, 12th, whatever it is. Damn. Terrifier 3. I know that's gonna be good. That even when the second one came out, I remember it like being all over the place.
Yeah,
and I mean, like, straight up rips from the theater of like the most brutal shit in the world.
Just, I mean, who grew up with best score?
Yeah.
Who grew up with best score? You guys know.
Yeah, if you've been on the internet between 2002 to like 2008, 2007. You've seen some shit. You know.
Yeah.
You know. That probably doesn't have anything on Terrifier.
Yeah.
Honestly. Now this is news that will get people upset because it'll be like, oh my God, but nothing is going to come out of this. Was that Christopher Nolan's brother was quoted as saying that he would love to go back and do the 4th movie for Batman.
Right. No, I saw something like that too.
That would be absolutely insane, but I don't want him to do it.
Right.
I think it's perfect. I think the 3rd one gets a lot more hate than it really should. I know it's not the best of the 3.
No.
There's no way. In my opinion, it's Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then Dark Knight Rises. But that 3rd one has a lot of elements that I think people miss out on, but I know some of the execution isn't as good. Yeah. And also, I mean, R.I.P. Heath Ledger passing obviously messed up or affected how he did the script and how the 3rd one, because he was supposed to be in the 3rd one. That would have been crazy, even if you had Bane in there. Who knows? That story could have gone a billion different fucking directions. But what I wanted to ask you was if they did a 4th one, right? Let's say they do it. They're like, okay, Christopher Nolan, he's on board. He writes it, blah, blah, blah. Who would you want to see him go up against?
I don't know.
I know, right?
There's so much.
I know. That's a tough one. I would definitely want Catwoman to come back.
Yeah.
I don't think she was a great cat. She was more just like a woman who wore black and had glasses that made her look like she had ears. Like, I mean, she had the cats and she did steal and stuff. Like, that's what you want from Catwoman. But I definitely think she didn't get enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we already have the Penguin.
Yep.
For the Batman. I would say the Penguin. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, we already have Ra's al Ghul. I wish I had some more Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about those movies is that they're so grounded. I feel like you can't really have a Clayface or one of those weirder Batman villains like Man-Bat or some shit like that. You can't have like Solomon Grundy.
No.
You know? But what would be dope, I still think that they should do this for the Matt Reeves Batman movies. But Hush. Hush would be really dope. Yeah. Serial killer grounded. I think that's the one thing Christopher Nolan didn't have as well as the Batman movie has is the detective stuff.
Yeah.
Batman, the greatest detective in the world. You know, they write it that way. That's how he is. He's the one. Fuck Sherlock Holmes. But he could figure anything out. And I feel like the investigative stuff that he did in those other movies just wasn't as good. Like the thing with the bullet, that shit didn't make sense in The Dark Knight. It just doesn't make sense. I don't care what anyone says.
Right.
It's not possible to get a fingerprint off of a bullet that was shot in a wall. That does not exist. But I think that would probably be the best thing. I just wouldn't want... I'm really tired of Batman movies that have more than one villain.
Yeah.
you know, or just superhero movies in general. When they do that, it's cool, but sometimes it just takes away from being able to flesh them out more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And we learned that yesterday with
Yeah, we saw Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
which has that just had so much potential. At one point, maybe when the next Spider-Man movie comes out, which will probably be next year or something, we could talk about those.
Yeah.
I don't want to. We don't want to just jump into like, oh, let's just stay as current as possible. There are some movies that we want to talk about that we've talked about so many times that we might, wait a little bit later. Some we can't wait on.
Yeah.
And some of them are a lot underrated or just slept on, kind of just get passed by. Not like people think they're bad, but they do kind of get forgotten, lost in the mix of everything. Because God, there's so many fucking movies, it's impossible. But yeah, I think that would be dope, but definitely don't make it.
Yeah.
Do not make it. What's your favorite one of those? It's the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, yeah.
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 I think
Easy.
I think Batman Begins also gets forgotten. That is a good ass movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sucker for a good origin, and I love all the scenes with Christian Bale and Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go spelunking. Yeah, why not? All right, man. All right. Like, I love how he knows. He's like, I'm too old to give a shit. Just take whatever you want, bro. That's the best part of that fucking movie. And training shit is always dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the stuff with the League of Shadows was sick as fuck. Man got trained by Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
You're not topping him.
No.
Pause.
Yeah.
But you're not. You're not stopping that man. The last bit of news that I wanted to talk about was, because I've been talking for quite a bit, is our boy The Rock. So apparently it came out, shout out to Screen Rant, that one of the greatest movies of all time, Red Notice. You know about that movie? So I've never seen it.
Me neither.
But I think it's a Netflix original. It's I think it's some spy heist, whatever. People are probably like, it's not, it's this.
Is this a thing about it's a rumor, right?
No.
Something that's going on that went on set? Or?
Yeah. So apparently, this movie had Ryan Reynolds and The Rock, and I think Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. And I mean, it was a known movie, like it was known about. You've seen it. It was all over Netflix when the shit came up. They were trying to make their budget get met because goddamn, that was everywhere. Mm-hmm. But so apparently, The Rock and Ryan Reynolds had a feud on set, which is no surprise. The Rock has ruined so many movie sets. Black Adam, the Fast and Furious movies. And if you don't know anything about those, all you need to know is the man literally ruined like shit on his co-star's album after it came out. That video when The Rock's like, this is the biggest piece of dog shit. That was about Tyrese's album that came out.
Wow.
Who he's a co-star with, which is crazy. And he has plenty of like a feud with him and Vin Diesel and stuff like that.
Bro's got beef with everyone.
Everybody.
Bro has beef with me.
Yeah, I know. Remember he did that thing that one time?
I know, bro.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that because it's too personable. But maybe later. Maybe at the 10th episode or some shit. Yeah. We'll do that.
Stick around, boy.
Yeah, stay tuned for that one. That's an exclusive, a frame-by-frame exclusive. So, apparently, The Rock, he's really bringing the WWE shit into real life. That's what he's like, I just want beefs. I don't have a Stone Cold anymore. I want to rock bottom somebody on set. But apparently, this man was late. It says, Dwayne Johnson's chronic lateness caused tension and added $50 million to the budget of a $200 million movie. So apparently, there would be moments where like he would show up like 5 hours late. Some days when he didn't show up on set at all, and they had to like work around him, and that's what added the budget. Because then they're doing things that don't have him there, and they have to work around and change everything up. Like, you have a schedule when you shoot. You have certain things. Some people shoot movies in order. Some people shoot movies out of order just because of timing of the year and things like that, permits, all that stuff. So now you have all these things in place. You've been, who knows how long, planning for weeks and months, maybe even a year. Who knows? Yeah. And this dude is like, I'll get there when I'll get there.
He seemed like a pretty punctual dude.
Yeah, like professional as hell.
Nah.
Not at all. And apparently, one of the days, It says Ron Reynolds got extremely upset after waiting 5 hours, leading to a huge fight between them, which led to The Rock leaving the set in anger, and they didn't speak for years, apparently, until recently they reconciled. I don't even remember when that movie came out. It could have been 5 years ago. It could have been last year. But that's crazy. And apparently he has, like, a history of showing up late. He was late on average of 7 to 8 hours per day during the production of his upcoming Christmas movie.
Dude, what a dick.
Which is crazy. Right? Like, dude, what? Imagine being late to your job and it causes them $50 million.
That's insane.
That's nuts. Fuck. And apparently in 2018's Rampage, everyone knows Rampage. Classic movie. He was 4 to 5 hours late per day for that movie as well.
Insane.
Which resulted in one unnamed co-star keeping a record of The Rock's lateness. My man was keeping tallies. Like he's in prison. Like he's scratching the things on the wall.
Oh my god.
He's just The Rock being late. I wonder how many pieces of paper he went through. Because that is so funny. Apparently he's gained a reputation in the industry for being chronically late and being unprofessional. In addition to film sets, this extends to fan events and WrestleMania 40, which he arrived 3 hours late for. That is insane. That is crazy. Because he was good on that. He was really good at WrestleMania, but that's nuts. Mm-hmm. I mean, but this is the guy who lies about eating Krispy Kreme. Yeah. One time. The Rock has had Krispy Kreme for the first time 7 times.
You know, I wish I had Krispy Kreme for the first time 7 times.
I know. That must be nice to be able to. My man's going, he's doing the Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind movie just for Krispy Kreme. I bet if he did a fucking ad for that, he'd be like 5 hours late to that. Yeah. He'd be like, Krispy Kreme, I've never heard of it. What a bozo, bro. Oh, man. It's crazy. I feel like, I guess that does come with it. You're such a big star for so long. You're going to get some sort of ego. I mean, look at his head is gigantic, so you can only imagine. If his ego produced his muscles, he would still have the same amount of fitness and low body fat that he does now.
Oh, man. And what's crazy is, I mean, unless it's like something crazy serious, I still love The Rock.
Yeah, same.
I still love The Rock.
I can't hate it. When
He's
he came out.
Well, one of them. He's one of the goats.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've heard this before. I can't remember where. But the one thing The Rock is missing is like an actual movie. I don't think The Rock's ever been in a good movie.
So check this out. One of the Safdie brothers is doing a biopic on a UFC fighter, and it's starring The Rock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. Mm-hmm. Is there anyone else in that?
I don't know. All I saw was The Rock and Benny Safdie.
That's right. That's going to be good. I mean, but here's the thing, though, is I'm tired of seeing The Rock in the same
playing
stuff.
The same person. Yeah.
Like, when are you going to do something different? Like, he doesn't have to be in a Tarantino movie. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to be in a Scorsese movie. He doesn't have to be in all of these big, crazy directors that have esteemed actors in them, Academy Award nominations for all these movies. He doesn't have to be in that. Mm-hmm. But, like, I would say he's probably comparable to, like an Arnold.
Yeah.
Or like a Stallone, like, you know, that, like the modern version of those.
Yeah.
But those things are kind of dead for the most part, but also you never have had one. Mm. You know what I mean? Like, if you think
this might be the one, man.
It could, but like if he's the main guy, you know what I mean? That's what's important too. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to be the main guy, but something.
So I think he is. Yeah, it's centered around. I don't know which fighter. I don't remember which fighter.
I know what you're talking about, though. But even if he was like, you know, supporting actor, that's fine. He just hasn't been in anything where I'm like, wow, The Rock. Except for like maybe Walking Tall. There's a fucking sleeper of a movie. You ever seen that?
Walking Tall. Hold on.
Walking Tall. It's when he goes around. This was like right around the time I think when he started.
He goes around and he walks tall, bro.
Yeah, bro. He walks tall with a big piece of wood. And he's like, he becomes a sheriff or a deputy or something. He becomes a cop. And he goes into this town, and there's like this rich asshole that's running that shit, and he goes against them. You know, all the people are corrupt and stuff like that. And he walks around with this big plank of wood, and he just beats the shit out of everybody in the entire movie. It's so fucking funny.
Yo, I'm like seeing this. Has he been like recast like twice?
In what?
Walking Tall? Because
there's sequels.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
they're probably
there
awful.
Are sequels. It has one of my favorite. That's wild. I can't believe they were those had to be straight to DVD releases.
No, of course.
There's no. I think Walking Tall was a straight to DVD release. It has Dwayne Johnson and it has Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, which is wow.
And it has one of my favorite douchebag villain guys ever in anything, Neil McDonough, who people might not know who that is, but he was in Walking Tall, he was in Band of Brothers, he was in Paul Blart 2, and he's in Yellowstone right now. Oh, he was also in Captain America. He'll play the most biggest douchebag you've ever seen, straight up perfect corrupt bad dude, Mm-hmm. Always has something to say, and that shit-eating grin that those really good early 2000s villains have. Oh man, he's been in a lot of stuff, but I guess one of those character actors, I guess they call them.
So I was confusing Walking Tall with The Rundown. Have you seen The Rundown?
I don't remember.
Here, this is what it looks like.
No, I've never seen that, but he looks like he's in the Scorpion King.
I saw that as a kid. I haven't revisited since.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to see it again, but I remember watching that with my dad and having a great time. I feel like it was one of my first action movies.
Oh, really?
It might have been my introduction to The Rock.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I will say there is one movie. Okay, if there's one movie that I think The Rock is really good in, aside from the other guys, which is hilarious, is the movie Faster. That came out in 2010. It's this one. Here, I'll show you. You see him down there with his big ass arm. Faster,
no, yeah, I haven't seen
middle.
that, but that looks familiar.
So that one, I feel like
Poster-wise, of course.
that is, he goes to jail, and he went to jail years ago, I think for murder or robbery or something like that, and he gets out, and the second he gets out, The Rock barely talks in this movie. At all.
Oh, wow.
I would be surprised if he has 50 lines of dialogue.
Really?
Yeah, it's just straight. It's tense as fuck. It's just straight up action movie. But he gets out of jail, no words, just heavy breathing like he's having a panic attack. Like he's Tony Soprano and he just picked up a piece of meat and he's freaking out. And he goes and he picks up an old car, an old Chevy or something, takes it out. He goes to some shop, no words at all, gets the keys, gets in the car, goes to this dude's house, and he shoots this dude. Straight up kills this guy. And I think they killed his brother and they set him up. So now it's a whole revenge movie for an hour and 30 minutes of The Rock just trying to kill these dudes. And it's so good. It's genuinely good. I'm pretty sure he does some wrestling moves in there. Those are his Easter eggs. He did the people's elbow. Oh my god. Yo, fucking crazy. But that's a good ass movie. If you want a good Rock movie, watch that. Faster. I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
Good add. That's in my list.
It's good.
Onto Letterboxd.
Maybe we could talk about that in one of the movies when he has if he has Jumanji 3 coming out or something like that.
I wonder what those co-stars have to say about him.
I know, right? Well, there's 5 people in that movie, so who the hell knows?
I wonder what Jack Black thinks. I wonder what Ja Rule thinks about this, bro.
Yeah, where's Ja Rule at? Can somebody get Ja Rule to tell me what opinion I should have on this, please? That's crazy. So, I had to look at The Rock's history of movies to find that because I couldn't remember the name. But I see the movie that they were talking about for the next movie that's coming out where they're saying he was chronically late. Apparently, it has Chris Evans in the movie. And I think it's a Prime movie. I'm going to read this to you, and you tell me right away if you think you're going to smash or pass. When a villain kidnaps Santa Claus from the North Pole, an elf extremely large and
Stop right there. Shut up, bro.
An extremely large and formidable operative joins forces with the world's most accomplished tracker to find him and save Christmas.
Pass.
Who do you think the extremely large and formidable operative is? There's only one man whose ego needs that title for his character, which is so unnecessary.
Dwayne.
The Rock Johnson. No, it's J.K. Simmons. No, he actually is in that movie. He's playing Santa Claus.
Oh, of course.
Which is
you know what? Now I'm sold.
Now I have to see this movie.
Because everything J.K. Simmons is in, he bodies.
Kills. Absolutely kills. Oh my god, is this a picture? Look at him as Santa Claus. It literally looks just like J. Jonah Jameson grew a fucking beard out. That's so funny. Put that on your list, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope that comes out in the summer, though, because that would be so funny. Half Christmas.
Did they name it Red 1 because in Red Notice, he was like 5 hours late?
Yeah,
they just gave him a limit. You're only allowed 1 hour per day.
Oh, that's dumb. This budget, this movie better be the best looking movie I've ever seen. The budget is $250 million.
Fuck out of here, bro.
and it comes out in November. Why November? Why not Christmas? Oh, Lucy Liu is in it too.
Oh, wow.
And Nick Kroll. There's some names in this. They're getting that money. They are getting that money.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't blame you. Well, that's it for the news segment. Sponsored by
Chasma PSD.
There you go. Follow him on Instagram for real. He designed the cover for this episode that you see. It looks beautiful. I don't have it right now in front of me, but I'm imagining that it is amazing. Follow him on Instagram. Please do that. Also sponsored by Alloy NY. Drop a follow.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've done our news. That'll be more of a constant. We usually do news. Just for the first episode, we did just kind of want to have a good old back and forth and kind of give some insight so you know what douchey pretentious movie people you're dealing with. Now I'm kidding. But what we really wanted to do was talk about some of our favorite movies. I figured we could give our top 10 favorite movies. Now these don't have to be the best movies. Okay? These can include guilty pleasures, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever your heart desires, just give us the top 10. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
Because I'm currently switching it around.
Okay.
This top 10 list could change in a month. My top 10 constantly changes, but there's like my top 5. It's pretty much the same.
Okay.
Will always be the same, most likely.
All right. So my top 10 movies right now in my life, starting at 10 and going up, is After Sun.
Okay.
By A24. There Will Be Blood. Untouchable. Just immaculate.
Perfect movie.
Django Unchained. Inception. Halloween. Too Fast, Too Furious. Inglourious Bastards. Oppenheimer. American Psycho. And then the GOAT. The Dark Knight. Untouchable, in my opinion. Greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. That's my 10. To give a little insight, just because I want to make sure you have some time. Too Fast, Too Furious is probably the funniest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. Nothing will ever top Forget About It, cuh. That is just the greatest. The greatest. And then there's that line where they go, I'm going to have to be too fast, too furious right now. Kicking it to high.
What did he say?
Oh, my God. But damn, that movie is so good. Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Super slept on movie from Paul Walker. I think it's called Hours. The man is in a hospital during Hurricane Katrina, keeping his preborn baby alive with a crank battery. If you have not seen that movie, you need to see that immediately. God damn, that dude is so good. Mm-hmm. That's a great-ass movie. And then one thing that I want to talk about was After Sun. If you're an A24 fan or you like just good movies, it is kind of heavy at the end, but I still think it is somewhat of a feel-good to a certain extent.
Right.
It is more of a coming-of-age-ish type of story. It's just so many different things of types of stories I feel like is put into this one movie. And goddamn, it looks so beautiful. The chemistry between the father and the daughter is so good. If you like a good movie where the dad and a almost teenage daughter like try to have a moment and they come together and they try to live on a vacation, whatever, something like that. This movie is like perfect. It hits everything for me. It made me cry, but it made me feel good. That is a great ass movie.
Yeah.
So go ahead. And what's your list?
So I literally had to take one out, and I'll mention that in a little bit. But
are you doing order from like 10 to 1?
10 to 1.
Okay.
So number 10 is 7.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Most of these movies, I'm going to be annoying. Most of these movies, I don't know. I'm going to guess that I put this man on to.
Yes.
Not like that. That just makes me the better person in the podcast. I'm just kidding. But okay, I'm surprised that's in 10.
Yeah, my palate isn't that great, but
it's all right. That's why we made the podcast too.
You will see my palate improve
or get worse for some people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So 7. Mm-hmm. Number 9 is Interstellar.
Okay.
Number 8 is Inception.
Okay.
Number 7 is Hereditary.
Nice.
Number 6 is Iron Claw.
Great movie.
Number 5 is There Will Be Blood.
Nice.
Number 4 is Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Number 3 is Inglourious Basterds.
Okay.
Number 2 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Damn.
Number 1, Beau is Afraid.
Some people are like, what?
Beau is Afraid.
Nah, I feel you. I know that's your shit.
And I cannot wait to talk about this movie.
Oh, we will.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've tried to dissect this movie as best we can.
Yeah.
And we can't stop talking about it.
Either for if we make it to like a year or when the next Ari Aster movie comes out,
Eddington,
there will be one episode that is just Beau is Afraid all the way through. That's it. And we'll dissect everything. I've gone over it a billion times myself, just as you have, and then together, and we've talked for like almost 2 hours about this movie and not recorded it. We've even talked about this on a previous podcast for basically 45 minutes straight, and that we only scratched the surface. And that was what, the first viewing?
Yeah, that was the first viewing. Insane. I think I had seen it a second time in between. Who knows?
Okay. You know what? Let me see. Give me your phone, and let me see your list.
Yeah.
Just because I just want to see something, and you can look at mine if you want, just to see if you have any questions. I'm honestly surprised to see Inglourious Basterds so high over Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
What did that?
I don't know, bro. It like I said, it depends on the day, I guess. But it's been sitting at us like in that place for a little bit.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction is dialogue, and I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
This is dialogue and fucking action.
Yeah.
Tension.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like this is like, I guess, real stakes.
Yes, definitely.
There's not a point in that movie where I like pulled out my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like there's more tension. That might be one of the most tense movies of all time. It's up there. I think there's others that are more tense. Obviously there's moments of levity throughout Inglourious Basterds,
right.
like when they're killing the German soldiers and certain things. Like there are funny ass moments in that movie.
Yeah.
But there's more tension throughout that does actually have stakes.
Yeah.
Like you said, and I feel like Pulp Fiction, there are moments of stakes, but I never felt anybody was in real
fun.
danger.
I mean?
Yeah, like you have this scene with Jules and Vincent, and they're, everyone knows the scene. Say what again? Like that has tension, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But I feel like the tension is not hurtful towards like the main characters in that scene. You know what I mean? Or like the OD scene, that there's a lot of stakes and tension, but that's more heart racing. You're like, oh my God. And then maybe like the diner scene, and then the one with the gimp.
Yeah.
Those there is tension throughout that movie, no matter what. He knows how to set the stakes.
It's like cartoon
to a certain extent. Yes,
cartoony.
Absolutely. But you don't feel like that lessens it. But yeah, Inglourious Basterds definitely. Damn, right from the jump.
Right from the jump, man.
This motherfucker. Sorry, go ahead.
Shout out to Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh my goodness. Easily my favorite. I mean, not my.
That your favorite.
Fuck Nazis.
Yeah.
Obviously. But probably my favorite villain in a movie.
Yeah, he's definitely up there.
He is perfect.
Smart, funny, but also like deadly as fuck. Like, do not trust him at all. Two-faced to hell. Like, crazy.
How many languages did that man speak?
All of them. That man's first scene did 3 languages.
For real.
He spoke in French, in fucking English, and German. Are you kidding? Bro, what?
insane.
How? I can barely even remember Italian, and I took it for 4 years. Ciao. Mi compleanno es something. Like, that's it. And this man could literally have the same conversation, like one conversation, and just switch it. Every other sentence is a different language. I think he could speak like 4 or 5 languages. I would not be surprised if they did a goddamn movie on Kim Jong-un and he played Kim Jong-un's dad and he spoke in North Korean. I swear I would not put it past this man.
No,
fluent, like kill it. Like there's no hiccups. He also speaks Italian in the movie.
Yep.
So he speaks 4 languages. That insane.
Spitting, bro.
Absolutely insane. What else did you have on your list that surprised me? I was surprised you had Hereditary on there.
Perfect movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect movie.
Definitely.
Scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Now, this time around, and especially in IMAX, I was surprised how, I left the theater okay.
Yeah.
But that first time, man.
So
damn,
good.
I slept with the fucking light on, and I'm a grown-ass man.
I know.
I mean?
I noticed, if anyone's seen Hereditary, there's, plenty of videos of things you miss, and there's that scene where the mom is, like, on the wall. And I saw it the first time that I watched it. I saw her because, I was in a completely dark room. I had the brightness all the way up on my screen, so I could see her completely. But I didn't get freaked out. I was like, oh, yo, you see her on the thing? But then later that night, absolutely, I remember turning onto my side where I'd be like facing the wall,
just hoping Toni Collette isn't just like,
but like feeling something and just being like,
man,
let me just turn around and make sure. And I looked and I was like, let me put the light on real quick. And I think I stayed up for an extra 30 minutes before I went back to sleep. And of course, when you watch a movie like that is when like a water bottle at 3 a.m. that's been crunched decides, yeah, I'm gonna open up now. And just and you're like, yo, what the hell? What the hell was that? Every time, it never fails. So what did you take out that you said?
What did I take out? Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, that was in your top 10?
That was in my top 10.
Okay.
It was probably one of the best theater experiences I ever had.
Oh, okay.
But I found that watching it at home, it's a fun time. But I don't know. Like it's great. I would rank it number 11.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I would rank it number 11, but 7 really takes the cake for me for that spot.
I would say some movies that just fell out, like I had to be realistic with myself because I do think these other movies that missed the mark are better than some of these movies, but this was my top 10 favorite movie. If you ask me what are the 10 best movies of all time, like There Will Be Blood will be in the top 3. That's undeniable for me, you know what I mean? But some movies that just missed were The Godfather, the first one. Second one is good, but that first one does it for me. Hereditary, The Exorcist. I
put him onto that one too.
Yep. There's a lot though that I really struggled with. It was The Godfather, Hereditary, The Exorcist, Goodfellas, and then Pulp Fiction. Like those, I feel like those are all the same. Like if I could have, like if it's a top 10, then it'd be 11 A, B, C, D, E. Like that's what it would be for me. And another, even Hellraiser. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's my shit. But I was honestly, what was it? 7. What was it about 7 that put it over those other movies? I'm very surprised.
It's probably just the reveal.
It's so good.
The payoff was crazy, and like there wasn't a moment where I wasn't engaged too, and everything. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Through and through.
Absolutely.
What should we call it? Yeah. It's just good as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean?
And there's that whole point, and obviously the reveal he's talking about is when Morgan Freeman, they open the box and it's discovered that Morgan Freeman is Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
So, greatness. Just great. Just
he put me onto that movie on my birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My man turned 7 and we watched 7.
Yeah, yo. My first rated R movie.
So that should give you a little bit of insight. Was there anything, is there anything that you would put in there that wasn't on the list that would be if you were talking about the best movies?
The best movies. Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Horror, Carrie. You know how much I love Carrie.
Yeah.
The Exorcist, of course.
I would put, I think, The Matrix.
I never finished The Matrix. I told you the story, right? I'm not going to tell you the story here.
That dead air was because my mouth was open.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I know. And I wanted to do the Dolby re-release recently, but yeah, I want to wait for like a theater setting and whatnot. If not, I'll probably finish it at home.
Yeah.
But I started watching this movie and then something happened. Something crazy happened.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't picked it back up since.
Okay.
But yeah.
Damn.
We good now though. We good.
No, I gotta get the 4K of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that movie, you can literally see it in every movie that came out within the first 4 or 5 years after that movie. Even Spider-Man 1, which we just saw re-released, they literally steal the thing. They do not steal, but they take the thing from the Matrix, the bending back and all of that. Like they really changed the game in terms of any action ever in movies from that point on. Shout out to the Wachowski sisters. I believe that's how you say their last name. But, man, absolutely bodied that movie. Damn, I cannot believe you have not finished that.
Yeah, I haven't finished it.
That's
crazy. Picked it back up.
Was there anything else you want to talk about list-wise or any questions you had for me?
No.
Because my list is just great. Because my shit is just immaculate, dog.
Yeah. No, that's solid.
No.
And who am I to say anything? I just delve deeper into movies.
Yeah,
like
well,
only
I just
recently.
think your opinion's incorrect. So
no, yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
And I know that I am kind of falling into like recency bias with Oppenheimer, but man, I watched that movie again recently. It hits every level for me.
I don't know. But was afraid. I guess you can consider that recent. Yeah.
Definitely.
But shit, that was good as fuck. For
it's
me
so
personally,
good.
I can understand, and I completely validate anyone's opinion if they didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But that shit was for me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That shit was for me, and man, I just find something new every time I watch that movie. It's so fun to dissect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I designed a poster for it recently, and I said, you can't fully figure out this movie, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously there's that whole thing about when will he talk. See, we can't help it. Like,
I know.
Can't help but talk about
I know.
I Was Afraid. I'm really looking forward to whenever Ari Aster finally decides to.
Hopefully with the promotion of Eddington.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll say something.
Another goal. Let's add it to the list. We're going to have a updated consistently list of goals. So Quentin Tarantino brings us to a premiere. And we get to interview Ari Aster about his movies. That'll be hopefully the ultimate podcast guest at some point. That would be absolutely amazing.
Shout out to him. He doesn't miss.
Well, I mean, how can you miss? He's got some absolute heaters. I've always wanted. I'm not going to, but I know, what was that movie that came out before Hereditary that's messed up? The one about the family. The Ari Aster movie.
Oh, the short film.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know the title. I can't think of the title, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And I haven't seen it, but I know what happens.
The Strange something? Is that it?
A Strange Thing About the Johnsons?
Yes. The Strange Thing About the Johnsons.
Look at me go.
It's a horror. It's a 30-minute horror comedy. Oh, yeah. Yes. That looks insane. Just to read it, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons is a 2011 American short psychological horror film by Ari Aster, which follows the members of a suburban family in which the father is trapped in an incestuous relationship with his abusive son. If that doesn't make you go, I think I'm good on that, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't think any other movie will.
Yeah.
But I think solid lists. Like I said, this was just the intro episode. This is nothing crazy.
This could change a month, 2 months, a year from now.
We're really just going with it just to see.
Beau Was Afraid could be number 2. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was number 1.
Oh,
Before I saw Beau Was Afraid.
Yeah, that's right. I know that's your favorite Tarantino movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think pretty solid. I think that gives a little bit of insight into taste. We'll do another list at some point.
Probably at the end of the year, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, top 10, 20.
We'll definitely have a list for the top movies of this year, which has not been a lot.
Yeah, but, this year isn't as grim as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got some good movies. The First Omen, for a corporate horror film, was pretty good.
I haven't seen that yet. It was good, though.
It was pretty good. I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
There's still some movies like Deadpool. I'm looking forward to the Planet of the Apes movie. It's sparse, but they're there. The movies are there, and that new Yargos, whatever.
Kinds of kindness.
Different kinds of kindness that are kinds of kindness.
Talk
I think
your shit.
That's the full title.
Talk your
it
shit.
says it on the thing, but I had to shorten it. I told him, keep the kinds of kindness. Drop the other stuff. But I think we should call it a wrap.
Yeah.
On this episode, again, just an intro episode. Kind of get an idea of taste. Just a little insight. This was like really just to set like a foundation. Bare bones, whatever. Look, we're going to talk about movies that we want to talk about. We'll try to keep it updated. We'll do old movies. Anything in between, like I said at the beginning of this episode. We just love movies. And we just want to share that. We just want to talk.
And if y'all don't like it, fuck y'all. And if you do like it, fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. But we love you.
Type shit.
Not for real, though. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up. So we did have something we were going to talk about. But what I think we should do is I think we should push it back.
Yeah.
For next week. We're going to keep the movie that we're talking about for the first episode of like focused on a movie.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it too.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have usually the way this will go, do some news, and if we have movies or a movie that we're going to talk about, we'll get into it. We'll do spoilers and non-spoilers as well. So listen at your own risk up to a certain point. But this is for anyone that just likes any movies in general, some pop culture stuff. Like, that's what this is. For the love of movies, anything like that. Maybe shows, but who knows? Mostly just focus on films. But we want to thank anybody that listened to this. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah,
this is
y'all,
gonna be
thank
dope.
you for wasting your time with us.
For real. Weekly, bi-weekly, sometimes things come up, but especially if it's something more current where you might have a gap in a week, we just want to make sure that we get enough time and enough focus on something and we're not just half-assing it.
Yeah.
So this was just to get the list, what's your favorite movies conversation out the way. And
now
next
you know
week,
what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Next week we will focus on a specific movie. There's 2 that we'll talk about off screen, like off mic, I mean, that we'll decide on. And then maybe we'll put out like a preview, something little like whatever, like hint or something like that, or just let you know as it comes up to the episode. And then we'll put that out.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Again, this was dope. Follow Alloy NY on Instagram. Follow Alloy Productions. That's how you'll see all of these episodes and the covers and everything when they're posted. Follow me on Instagram, John Like Stamos, or JMilesNY on Twitter. We don't call it X here. That does not exist.
No.
Follow Martin on Instagram, KasmaNY on Instagram, and KasmaNY.psd.
Oh, no, it's Kasma.psd.
Kasma.psd. It's not NY. Okay, see?
Yeah.
It's all right. That's why he tells
it. It's all
it.
good. It's all good.
You can see all his graphic design stuff on there. Some of, if not the best shit for movies. I'm gassing him up. But, like, I mean that sincerely. You'll see some really good stuff on there.
Aww.
And don't be surprised if you see him just posting any new stuff or maybe an episode designing stuff, whatever it is. But follow us on Instagram, whatever, YouTube, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
If you want.
You know, we're not holding your hand. But definitely sign up for the Kickstarter so we can get some money so we can be Quentin Tarantino.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Please.
I'm entitled. I deserve it.
Absolutely. I'm John Miles.
Kasma.
And this was Frame by Frame, episode 1. Tell me that's not the best title you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Yup. Later.
Peace.